What would you
Uh,
say to a young person that's kind of on the fence? Let's say they're just about to finish sixth form. They don't really want to go to uni, but there's that whole family pressure to go to uni. They don't really know what they're going to do if they don't go to uni. What would you say to someone in that scenario?
Right, here's my controversial take. Apprenticeships are really good. I would say if you have pressure to study from your family, pick an apprenticeship and they can really go up to, degree level. You've got your level 4, level 5 apprenticeships, which are basically equivalent of like bachelor's or H&D. So I would, maybe pick like apprenticeship in marketing or even like administration, or there are some business apprenticeships as well if you want to do that. Or, if you want to do development, there are like software related apprenticeships, because yeah, you still get, you know, some sort of education, you still get the paper, but you get paid,
Yeah.
even though
Yeah.
it's not
And
much.
you're
It's
working. Yeah.
apprenticeship rates, but you still get paid something and you get that work experience. And the work experience is worth so much more, because when I worked at corporate, I got to a point where I was managing quite big teams and I've hired a lot of people and I've managed people as well. So some of the recruits we've got on some of the jobs and programs were people with like master's degrees and so on. And what I've noticed is sometimes people with zero education are better than those with master's degrees just because they got real work experience. The problem at most universities, they just don't really teach you what real world work looks like.
Yeah. No, definitely.
And
Okay.
unfortunately, writing essays is not it. There are some exceptions where you can get really good work experience. If you manage to do that, if you get, real good work experience at like a big firms, if you're one of those guys that can manage that can get, to the top, sure, if that's what you want to do. If you don't want to start a business, if you want a job,
Yeah, I was
if
going
you
to
want
ask
a
about
corporate job,
starting a business. Would you recommend that a young person would do that at that really young age of sixth form, and they don't want to go to uni? What about starting a business?
if again you've got the luxury of, having parents that are understanding and you don't need to worry about paying your bills,
Why not?
absolutely go for
Yeah.
it. Nowadays
Yeah.
it's from one end both more difficult but also a lot easier. I feel like the opportunities are much more open. Like when I was 16, 18, you couldn't really do that much. Like online business didn't really exist, not without a lot of capital, at least, and a huge amount of knowledge. Whereas nowadays, social media just gives you access to anything. You can, as long as you get a phone and access to internet, you can start a lot of businesses. Service
Yeah.
based mostly is the easier to enter. Anything else, you might need a little bit of money, but it actually might be a lot less money than many people think.
I suppose there is
And
a lot more
again,
competition now, though. Even though like, everyone can start one, but at the same time, the competition is
yeah,
immense.
yeah. So it's harder in terms of competition, but again, the opportunities are there.